Reporter Angela Chung has joined me in the studio. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Sunyan.
All right, let's begin with our news items today. Well, this week marks an important week, of course. It's when we're going to start vaccinations. On Friday, I believe, is the expected date.
Yes, the country first starts COVID-19 inoculation with AstraZeneca vaccine, which will be administered to patients and medical staff at nursing facilities and nursing homes. Pfizer vaccines will be administered to medical staff treating COVID-19 patients starting on 27th. The Central Disaster and Safety Countermeasure Headquarters said yesterday that those who have received COVID-19 vaccines will not be allowed to donate their blood within 7 days after the date of vaccination.
Right. So after weeks and weeks of reporting about this and high expectations, they're finally going to start later this week. Now, I'm sure the committee and all the related authorities have looked into cases from other countries and tried to learn their lessons in advance.
Exactly. These inoculation policies came after the deliberation by the National Blood Transfusion Committee. In the UK, people are not allowed to donate their blood after 7 days after the vaccination date, regardless of the types of vaccinations. Singaporeans are prohibited from donating their blood for 4 weeks if they have received a viral vector vaccine or live vaccine. And those who have received an inactivated vaccine or mRNA vaccine, blood donation is not allowed for 3 days. In the meantime, the U.S. hasn't put any restrictions in place regarding the blood donation.
Hopefully, this won't have an impact on our blood donation supply. I know that there was a shortage, but I think recently they managed to make up for that shortage. Now, I'm also kind of curious how much of the population has agreed to get the vaccination. I think there was a news story that it was quite high, the number.
Yes, with the COVID-19 inoculation program expected to begin on 26th this week, 93.8% of the first group subject to vaccination agreed to the decision. To provide more detailed numbers, out of a total 366,959 people registered by the headquarters, 344,181 people agreed to the vaccination program.
Okay, so once again, nearly 94% have agreed or they are willing to receive the vaccination. That is a very high number, I have to say. Now, tell us more about how the government is planning on launching the vaccination schedule, especially for the first batch.
As the number of people who will receive vaccination is confirmed at nursing hospitals and facilities, vaccines along with vaccination schedules will be distributed to them in a consecutive manner starting from 25th. And nursing hospitals plan to complete vaccinations within 5 days from the following day of the receipt of the vaccines, while community healthcare centers have plans to complete vaccinations by visiting nursing facilities within their jurisdictions or by carrying out in-center vaccination. Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine will be delivered to and be administered at 5 disease control and prevention centers after their immediate introduction in South Korea. And for hospitals dedicated to infectious diseases, vaccination staff will receive training before they begin administering the vaccines.
All right, so let's keep our fingers crossed that everything goes smoothly for the first group of vaccinations. Now, also coming up very soon are school openings, and there's going to be a big number of staff in charge of disinfecting schools, a large number assigned this school term.
Yes, as I delivered last Friday, there will be an increased number of disease control personnel provided to school in March. Also, students who will use school dormitories nationwide will be tested for COVID-19 before they join the dormitories.
All right, it would have been nice to see the numbers go down, the daily number of COVID-19 cases go down. Fortunately, last week we did see a little bit of a surge, and hopefully this new staff and these new measures will put some of the students and also parents' mind at ease.
Right. Yesterday, Yoon Ae, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, announced in a video call that she held a meeting with Chung Eun-kyung, the Commissioner of KDCA, to check disinfection activities of schools and discuss measures to support school on-site in the run-up to the new semester.
And let's talk about some of those measures then, shall we?
Yes, they identified that 11 face masks per student and 12 hand sanitizer learned the school infection guidelines, including common rules and emergency actions, have been supplemented and distributed. And lastly, they asked students, parents, and school faculty that they comply with disinfection rules outside school thoroughly, such as a ban on gatherings of 5 or more people.
Were there any specific guidelines for students that they should follow before they actually go back to school?
Yes, for students, there will be a smartphone application where they can check their health from 1 week before the school starts. And students who will use school dormitories, like I said, will be tested for COVID-19 before they join dormitories. The Prime Minister, the Minister of Education, Yoo Ne, and Commissioner Chung Eun-kyung will hold a joint meeting regularly until in-class learning becomes normalized in schools.
Well done. And now moving on to our last items. You may have seen some photos of this on social media, but ambassadors who are stationed here in Korea, they have apparently been acting as ambassadors of kimchi. They started making them and then posting up their experiences on social media.
Yes, ambassadors in Korea have made kimchi with a kimchi making kit sent by Korean Culture Information Services for this year's Lunar New Year holiday. They have uploaded their social media, the photos and pictures of themselves making kimchi, and this gained a lot of attention. So ambassadors from 18 different countries, including the US, Germany, Mongolia, and so on, participated in this activity of making kimchi. Especially Embassy of Belgium in Korea, showing a picture of embassy staff making kimchi together on Facebook, said they enjoyed making kimchi, and it was a great opportunity to build solidarity among the staff and to introduce kimchi to staff who were not familiar with it. And Park Jung-yeol, the director of KOCIS, said it was a very meaningful event to introduce kimchi culture in Korea and sharing this to embassies in Korea. He added how he plans to continue coming up with such plans and events to make kimchi well known around the world.
Yeah, so look forward to some more kimchi diplomacy making waves around the world as well. Thank you very much, Angela. I'll see you again on Friday.
Okay, see you on Friday.
We'll be back with All in Context.